All right. Welcome to season campaign 2 of Turning the Wheel as we begin a new campaign a week after the party was defeated in Rapanathuk. And now we pick up a new band of adventurers on another world, another continent, and in another country as they find themselves in the port town of Val. Val is in the nation of Sendas. It's the northeast, and this particular port is it's sort of like a dirty and criminal port. A lot of piracy and illegal activity comes through here because it's the closest port to the southern nation of Gaki from Sendas, which is very corrupt and is the one of the and is the last port heading southwards. The story will pick up as a goblin comes to consciousness on a beach, he's covered in salt water, and he finds that he has washed ashore. On a quick look around, he's able to find many of his things, but he has found himself on the shore. He looks slightly to the north, and he sees the fading dawn lights that were up overnight in Val. They're like sort of gas torches and torches fading as the sun comes up, and that's what woke him up.
All right. I guess I start heading to the city.
Okay, as you head toward the city, you eventually begin approaching the city from the south, which is sort of along this beach. And you see the harbor ward and the ports ahead of you. You see that area is starting to stir. Ships are being loaded. Ships are being unloaded. And people are starting to stir throughout the city.
All right. I start looking for my ship.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh, my favorite. Eight.
You do not see that ship in the harbor. It's a relatively big thing. There are obviously also some ships that are just like anchored out here and are loaded by boats, but you don't see it among those ships either.
What was the ship called?
It was called the... You talked to me about bullets for too much. Allow me to keep scrolling up here.
You never mentioned the ship.
Did we not name the ship? The
Nope.
ship's named whatever you want it to have been named.
Word of Sabus.
Okay, the Word of Sabus was the ship. You do not see the Word of Sabus in the harbor or the area around the city of Val.
Yeah. All right, I go to a bar.
Okay, so what do you do in the bar?
Well, apparently from drinking so much salt water and swimming so long, I need to eat. I need to drink some like weak ale, something weak cider, something to get me rehydrated. Process the salt through me.
Hi, welcome. What can I get you?
Yo, man, you got any mutton? I want your mutton and beans if you got them. And it's some weak cider.
Hey. The guy turns around to order those things and begin making those things, and then apparently is just ignoring you and leaving you to sort of figure out where you're going to sit.
I'm just going to sit at the bar.
Okay, so you sit down at the bar, and you sit down right next to a very large man who you think might be one of the tribal folks from the far off civilization where you're unsure where um, you're uncertain exactly where he is. You've heard that far off to the west of where you grew up there were large tribal folk like this, but you've never seen one in person.
What's up, Hightower? You ain't from around here, are you? You talk much?
What do you want?
I don't know. You haven't seen a ship called the Word of Sabus, have you?
I'm too busy. I need my prices.
Busy? What, looking for your clothes?
My braces. I need my braces.
Your braces?
My braces. Why can't you understand me?
I wonder why. I started speaking at him in Goblin. Like, does this work better for you, bub?
I don't understand. Give me another drink.
The bartender moves over to you and puts down another mug in front of you, then holds his hand out expecting 5 silver pieces. As you've quickly learned, having been here for a while, that drinking in this sort of lawless town can be rather expensive.
I'll put it on my tab.
The guy laughs at you and keeps his hand held out.
He's buying him here.
He just holds his hand out, then he just directs it over to you, Retina.
If I'm buying, they're coming with me after this. I could use a guy like you.
Will you help me find my braces?
Your braces?
My braces. For my arms.
Arm braces? Bracelets?
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah, I'll help you find your bracelets. You help me find my ship.
I don't wear bracelets. Braces.
Brazers?
Yeah.
Like wristbands?
Braces. Wow, they cover my big arms, not like yours. Braces cover your puny arms. It's my arms that they cover. They're huge. I miss them. I want them.
Yeah, they're like huge. You're like twice as tall as me. All right, I pay them.
Okay, so that'll cost you 5 silver pieces.
And how much is my stuff?
It'll cost you 1 gold piece for your stuff.
All right.
Okay, so the person takes your breakfast order and has delivered the drink to the Goliath besides you. Do you guys say anything else, or you just sit in manly silence?
Oh, I started talking to him. I'm like, hey, guy, I'm from a place called Uketsu. It's a real shithole. You ever heard of it? You ever been there?
I've been to many places. I don't remember too much about them.
It's in Gaku.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm a Sendan. I'm a mercenary.
You're ascendant and you're a mercenary? Maybe we can make money together.
I was in the Sendas Marines. I became mercenary. I went on many jobs, many great jobs, successful. But my last job, I was fired. Ow! I lost my braces. I'm so mad. They really did bad things.
Listen, Bob, I got a deal for you. My last job, let's just say they took it over and they threw me off a boat. If you help me find my boat and get me my boat back, you can get some money, guy.
I like money. I like braces. I want my braces. You help me find my braces. I will help you. This is what I do.
I'll try to help you find your brazers, but I mean, if we could get the word of Sabus back to the church, you'll get plenty of money for new brazers if you can't find your old ones.
We can get back all the words back to Sabus. I don't know what Sabus is, but we can get all the words back.
Hi, the ship you mentioned. Where the Sebis? You left last night.
Do you know where they
Great,
went?
you missed a friend.
What? Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Did
Shit, all the
anybody
ships come in and out? It's hard to say.
Did anybody from the ship die?
Down here, perhaps. It's hard to say. People just talking.
Where can one claim a body?
I mean, die. What do you need a body for?
So I can give them funeral rites and stuff.
Oh, I thought you said dying. You said die?
I said dead.
I have no clue, man.
All right, big guy. It's your lucky day. I'm up the creek without a paddle. Let's go find your brazers.
I was talking about them all last night. Seems they've been stolen.
Wow, yeah, wow, get my braces. Yeah.
He doesn't
Okay.
even know where they are.
I bet you they were stolen by one of them guys on that ship. They like stealing things. Like,
Lots of ships steal things.
yeah,
Well, laddie.
some people steal things like ships.
Yeah, it's true.
The merchant that I worked for, he's around here. It makes sense. I didn't have them if they fired me. That's
Pay him
what
no
happened.
mind. He's been here a week, lad. You gotta watch this one.
This one, what? The city?
He points at the Goliath next to you.
Why me? Oh.
He's been talking about his braces all week. He's done nothing but drink.
Oh, I miss them so bad. It's so agonizing. Oh,
Listen, guy, sometimes it happens. Why not you? Somebody got you.
it makes me so mad. I want to strangle them and their little bones and crush them. Ow.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I know the feeling. Listen, if they've been gone for a week, they're probably not around. I mean, we can look in the shops.
We can start with my old boss.
Where's your old boss?
He's at the merchant shop right down here.
Why'd he fire you?
I don't know. He made me so mad. He said some really bad things to me.
Like what?
He said He was unable to pay for my things anymore. So man, he called me a giant moron.
Oh, that's hurtful, man. You seem smart like me. Let's go find him.
Yeah, he said he was going away, but his shop is still there. Maybe people know.
Let's go to his shop as soon as I get done eating.
Okay, so you've eaten while he talked, and Joel. He didn't have a shop here. He just had a ship that you were on,
Oh, all right.
and you were hired to like protect the ship from things like pirates that are obviously heavily present in these waters. But you're good at what you do, and you're expensive. And he decided he couldn't afford you anymore and kicked you out here.
That kind of sounds familiar, but a little different.
Well, this is where his ship was docked over here.
So you were protecting a ship and you got fired. I was protecting a ship and they threw me and the captain off the ship and stole it. It kind of sucked. You know, it's like swimming like 5 miles.
No, I don't like swimming. No.
You probably sink.
Fish creep me out. Oh,
Yeah, I won't lie. Some things like bumped me. It wasn't very nice.
what if there's a shark down there and he bites your toe?
Oh, here's the thing. There is a shark down there.
Whatever beast down there. Oh, it's not a good place to fight.
Well, you want to try to go find some information on my ship? See if we can get it?
Okay.
I mean, if we can get my ship back, you could definitely work protecting it.
I'd like a job, yeah.
Well, I can't offer you a job until I get my business back, but I mean, help me get my business and I'll get you in.
With the mention of job several times, a what smells like a drunk who slept in an alley stumbles up and bumps into you, clearly still hungover from the night before.
Oh, hey! Wow! What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry, man. You're just so big, it's hard not to bump into you. You know, you take up the whole bar. You're just amazing.
You're stuck on my toe!
Look at this clumsy hippie.
Oh, God. Were you guys saying that you needed a jobber, man? I need a job so bad today. Don't look, man. I know I don't look too hot right now. I just woke up, though.
You need to pay for new eyes to watch where you're going. Ah.
Oh, yeah. I got good eyes. Look at them. And you see these pretty, pretty green eyes.
Oh.
Green eyes aren't good. Look at them. They look like grass and stuff. Yellow eyes are pretty, like mine.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess you do have some pretty eyes. They're almost like a cat or something.
Like
I like
Bart
you.
Fargus.
I'll tell you, I think I could really do a good job for you. Oh, God, I smell. Do you smell me? Can you smell me? Huh? I need a bath, man. I need to go down to the bay and get into the river, get in the ocean, get cleaned off a little bit.
Yeah, you smell like my brother.
You smell like Stinky Man.
Yeah, I was up all night charming people and just playing these instruments. I had them. Oh, you should have seen this one. He poured beer all over himself. Oh my. Oh yeah, it was good. I heard of some sort of jobs down, but obviously we got to go down to the riverfront. That's where all the work is here. You know, Whew. Why don't you let me join up with you? You know, these places are rough for a guy like me. It's always good to have a big, strong arm with you and a pair of yellow eyes to kind of freak people out a little bit. Let them know that you're not just dealing with them on straight on, that you got some tricks up your sleeves, you know?
Hey, buddy, I don't have anything up my sleeves.
Well, we need money. There might be some work right here. I heard people talking in the bar.
Yeah, because I mean that's where all the work is here. That's the only reason this city's here is because it's natural harbors here, and you see it's protected on the north side from the gales in the springtime, and then in the south, of course, you know the kelp doesn't grow too much there, and it allows the ships to just come right in safely. Oh, such a nice place to come if you are a sailor like me. Did I tell you I have extensive knowledge?
You sound so smart.
I'm pretty smart. I have extensive knowledge in the ways of seamanship and navigation on the high seas. I mean, let me tell you, there's been a lot of boats that left and never came back nowhere.
That's impressive, despite your tiny size. Wow.
You look like somebody that would know a lot about seamen.
Oh, yeah, I throw seamen like you wouldn't believe it, buddy. I'm throwing seamen left and right every night. And this is what happens. This is how I wind up like this. Oh my. I just start shaking my head and smiling real broadly. Thinking about the night before, how much fun it was for those good 2 hours.
Hey, buddy, that canker on your jaw doesn't look very good.
I do not have a canker on my jaw.
I'm sorry, you're blemish.
Hey, Rethnuth. Is that your name, Rethnuth?
Retina.
Retina?
Yeah.
Would you buy me a drink, please? I'm out of money, actually. That's why I have to go get this job so I can get ahead this time.
Really? You're
Look, I'll
Okay.
give it back. I'll give you the money back soon.
can't you busk or something?
What? What the busk? I mean, if I was in here with a bunch of the crew or something, we would just, sometimes we just get in here and we just start demanding stuff. I mean, but that's the bullies on, man. I try to be more smooth than that, but it'd be
Right,
awesome
look-
if you
look
just
at
bought
you.
me
You
a
got-
drink.
You got like clothes, man. My buddy over here, Thurman, he's like running around naked.
Hey, man, if
He can't even afford clothes.
if my body looked like that, I wouldn't wear clothes either.
I like to show my glorious muscles. Oh,
You must be a very powerful tribesman from somewhere.
I am a Sendan Marine.
Oh my God, I
From
was
the
a Sendas
mountains.
Marine
Wow.
too. I was a Sendas Marine too. What ship did you serve on?
Well, you like a chef on the ship?
Yeah, I was on the ship. Yeah, that one. Oh, I got some stories to tell you, buddy.
Oh, you're so small.
Can I do a persuasion check to make Thurman my friend and like take him
No.
away from Retina? Like that quickly, I'm social laddering
Probably
up on that.
easily. You probably could
Just
I'm
easily.
a
do
con
it.
guy.
You guys
I
are
mean-
both players.
Can I do it?
If you
Would
can
it
do
be
you're
a
both players.
persuasion versus persuasion?
No, you guys don't roll dice against each other. Just go.
Okay. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I want Thurman to be my best friend, and I want Retina to be my best friend too. Everybody's
do
my
it.
best friend.
I'll buy you a drink.
Oh man, I'm going to get you back, like 5 times. Okay. Mark my word.
You don't need to do that, man. Just
And I hammer the drink you give me.
you are
Hammer
like
it.
You are like my brother.
Yeah, you're like a brother to me now. You're so nice to me, man.
No,
This is
you are like
great.
my brother. His name's Brown. Brown Lazor.
Okay. So he must be great. He must be a nice guy.
He can sing.
Oh yeah.
He can run. He can play ball games. I guess he's all right.
Yeah. Ah, man, I'm kind of like an orphan, so but I tell you what, I'm a dad. I got at least I think 5 or 6 kids. Anyway, look, the sooner we get this work done, the quicker I can get back in this bar and really start having a good time. So what do you think about going down to the harbor side there and try to find a ship? I heard there's one down there. I was looking for some hands. These pirates are getting out of control. I mean, they're ungodly violence. They're attacking people. They used to just go out there and take all your stuff, but now they're taking your stuff and killing you.
They're not even pressing you?
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you guys a little something when I get to know you better.
Hey, you could tell me right now, friend.
Well, let's hold that back a little bit. Let's get down to the docks. Mr. World, can we go down there? You want to come with us, Thurman? Come on.
Okay.
All right, Siegfried and Thaddeus, having been sat in a corner, hoods up, attempting to avoid notice, nonetheless heard the loud, drunken voice of Andreas Duthane and the shrill, piercing one of Retina and the booming, voluminous one from Thurman Nader describing the fact that they think there's a ship at the harbor they can get on.
Thaddeus,
If they walk out the door.
you heard that, right?
Yes.
We should follow them. Get on that ship.
I agree. We need to get out of here. We are boxed in.
Do you think they're trustworthy?
Do you think it matters at this point?
No. Let's go quickly.
Quickly then.
Okay, you move out, and you think those people who are walking ahead might be them, but give me some sort of check to track them through the town.
Thaddeus with a clutch perception check.
Not really, but 12? Or
Well,
can I track with survival?
Fortunately, one of them is 7 feet tall, so tracking him is pretty decently easy. And as the sky lights up, you can see them sort of make their way into the town and make their way towards the harbor. And so you guys are still sort of separate, but Siegfried and Thaddeus are sort of following the 3 louder of you through the town.
Do you think they're trying to draw attention to themselves?
I don't think so. I think they just are.
Let's keep our distance for now and see where they lead.
Yes, let's make sure this is the right call.
Okay, the other 3 of you move down towards the harbor. You're moving through the harbor ward out towards where the docks are. You don't know much about which ship is hiring, so how do you go about finding that out?
Do I have any contacts as far as my sailor background in this port? I got a baby mama in this town now.
So as far as your sailor background goes, the specific challenge of this is finding a ship. So using your background to just handle that would not work.
Well, so are there anybody I knew that hanging around where our ship was? Like, was anybody else let go?
No, he only fired you because you were his most expensive and like strongest guard.
All right.
And I mean, and you know why you're expensive. You're the best, right?
Of course.
He fired you because of various reasons, but primarily that he thought you were, too fancy or too expensive, even if you weren't necessarily, just because certainly those of you who've been walking with him notice, and the others can make a perception check to notice. But Thurman has got some of the finest weapons you have ever seen sort of carried around with him. All of the axes, he's carrying several on him, are like inlaid and scripted, and they're like wrapped in golds. These are some of the finest looking, most noble weapons you've ever seen in person.
Stop coveting my blades. Oh.
Well, I mean, guys, we just got to get down to the docks and we'll find opportunities. Believe me, we'll talk. Look, I can get people to come with us. I can get people to bring us on board. I heard a couple things that are going on down there.
Up ahead, you see a group of longshoremen sort of like binding packages together and looking like they might be about to load it onto a rowboat. I mean, you're seeing sort of like the morning work of a port up ahead of you.
I mean, we can ask them if they need help loading the ships. I mean, that's kind of hard work, but I mean, honestly, I'm such a good sailor. I don't want to waste my skills on such a thing,
I mean, look at your hands, man. Have you ever loaded a ship?
Oh, buddy, don't even talk to me.
Go your hands off.
Don't even talk to me about this. I spend so many nights in the ocean when it's tossing and a turning.
Yeah, I spent last night in
and
the
your
ocean.
feet are itching and burning because
No,
you got foot rot.
My feet were wet.
Sometimes your feet would never get dry. And that's when you grow Yoder cheese on your feet. Boya? All right, I go up to one of the Teamsters.
Longshoreman.
You again. What you need?
Me and my friends are looking for work. You got any ideas for me here? I really appreciate it.
Heard another ship lost some men. Pirates. Maybe needing replacements.
Oh, yeah? You know what the name of her is there?
There, you see that crowd? And he points sort of north up the coast where you can see sort of a smattering of various people who you've seen before. Certainly you've seen the type before. A smattering of various sort of well-worn and put away wet sailors, mercenaries, the type of people who, maybe missed their ship when it left because they were too drunk or had other reasons that they've been left behind in Val.
Hey, quick, boys. They're going to get to work from us. We got to go up there quick. Here, come on.
Oh, I'm coming now.
Come on, you get in front of me, Thurman. Yeah. Good
Oh,
Thurman.
yo, what?
All right, so I go over where the teamster or the longshoreman was pointing us.
Okay. Thaddeus and Siegfried, are you doing anything else?
Do we see them hustle over that way?
You see him talk. You see that whole conversation. You see the guy. His hands are full as he's tying things up, but he points his head sort of up the shore, and you see the talkative human one look up that way, and then sort of hungover, hustling his way that direction. He's moving, but probably not as fast as he thinks he is. And the other two certainly go with him.
It looks like those are the people looking for work as well.
Let's get up there and get ourselves a job and a ship. Get out of this place.
Yes, I don't think we have any other choice at this point. So we hustle over there.
Okay, so as you guys move up towards this crowd, you see two men talking to each other, sort of like one of them his hand on his chin, the other one sort of being like imperious. And then he's like, well, get it done. See you on the ship. And then he hops into a rowboat that is then like rowed away by another person and taken out towards one of the ships out in the harbor. But the other one turns and he looks out at the crowd of you, which is obviously it's the five of you. And so the three of you notice sort of coming up behind you. You see, go ahead and describe yourselves, Thaddeus and Siegfried.
I'll go first. So you see underneath the cloak, a fully armored knight with a full face covering helm with two slits for eyes, with a black surcoat, black robes, with a golden yellow lion's head that's faded and kind of scratched. And it looks like he's got a great sword on his back. Thaddeus.
It is a dwarf that is in dark clothing with scale mail underneath it, carrying a shovel at his side, no other weapon that you can see, and a shield on his back. Symbols go across his clothing that look like grave markers here and there. It's, if you smell pretty well, it just smells like a freshly dug grave around him.
Well, not a one of you looks like you're anything. But Captain tells me I can take 5. Be expected to row. Serve about the ship. Most importantly, keep any pirates off board. We got new stock loaded up. Exotics. Gonna need you to protect it. But there's way too many. I can take 5. You got about 5 minutes to sort it out amongst yourselves. How you're going to figure it out. And then you're going to row me out to the boat, and we're going to get out of here. So go on ahead. And you look around, and you can see that the crowd is about 15 people of you. There's several different, they're in varying levels of armor. One of them, Thurman, is dressed sort of like in a tribally and very Western way. You see a slight blue-skinned person. You see a couple dwarves. But primarily they all just sort of look around at everyone. And then after a brief pause, he says, "Well, get at it. Figure it out."
How many other people are around?
There
Ish.
are 10 other people besides the 5 of you.
All right. I'll motion towards the 3 in front we followed and say, "My friends, if you don't mind me asking, you seem very capable. Perhaps we could form a team of 5 and win this small contest."
All right, to me.
Hey, they're teaming up! And then you see several of them draw weapons and rush at you. Draw a weapon.
I'm going to
Roll
cast
initiative.
Fiendish Vigor on myself to gain some temporary hit points at will. It's not a spell slot, which is fun.
It is probably still in action, though, and you've
It
already
is.
been asked to roll initiative.
Rude. I'm at 8.
This is typical and fun. It usually really
You've
gets me
used
out
the-
of being hungover that night before.
Siegfried, what'd you get?
9.
Okay. The one who shouted that you guys were teaming up, you see pulls out a scimitar off of his waist as he rushes towards the back of Thurman as he turned around when you reach out to talk to him. And he swings the scimitar at Thurman's back and gets a 16. Which does hit, and we'll do a total of 3 slashing damage to Thurman. The next to go is Retina.
You dog! And I pull out my rapier and I hit him with an 18.
An 18 does hit that man.
I might use a smite because we're going to need this jobber. Let's see. Clear this. 13 plus.
Okay. 13 plus what?
4. Wait, how much does smite do?
It does 2d8 for a level 1 smite.
All right. So that'd be 17 points of damage.
Okay, so you lunge
And
out, drawing your rapier sort of fluidly, and stab this man right sort of at the top of his armor where it might reach the neck. And this is very clearly a killing blow. Nonetheless, then, divine energy channels through your sword, causing him to be driven back and fly away from you.
and I'm using my channel divinity to give out temporary hit points. 11 plus. Where is it? $11 plus 3, 14. We got 5 of us. So
You don't have to give any to me.
Yeah, I was like, are you spreading them out to these strangers who you've never talked to?
actually, yeah, you're right. Thurman and I will get 5 temporary hit points. Andres will get 4 temporary hit points. As you feel the power of Cebus get you. All right, that's my turn.
Okay, so those of you feel sort of like you get like, how does this smite work? Are you just like, are they like wrapped into energy, or do they just feel stronger? Like how does your magic work?
They get temporary hit points so they feel warm and fuzzy and a little bit better, a little bit beefier.
I feel Seamus inside me. Wow.
Yeah, like when I
you
feel
guys
when I'm
see
drinking.
one of the dwarves that was in that group turn around, look at the man next to him, and lift his warhammer with two hands and attempt to just bash that guy's skull in. But he does not hit the guy. At the last minute, sees this about to happen and like dives and ducks out of the way. Before then, standing up himself, drawing a short sword and attempting to run over and stab that dwarf with it. And he does. Drawing like a slight cut along the dwarf, who then, like, as he finally is recovered from his two-handed swing, is able to dodge a little bit out of the way of the man. Another of the dwarves then lifts up a spear and runs and charges and attempts to stab one of the other humans with it. And they're rolling super murdery. And does some damage as he hits the guy in the leg with his spear, and you hear a scream of pain cry out before it is Terminator's turn.
All right, I'm so mad because I was slashed like with like a paper cut. Wow! I go into a rage. Wow! Wow! And I'm going to attempt to pick up the guy who slashed me and throw him into the other guys that are attacking us.
Okay, give me an athletics check. That guy, so you're lifting up his corpse and throwing him, but
No, the guy that attacked me, he's dead.
yeah, Retina murdered him.
Oh,
But there's no reason you can't throw a corpse at people.
and all right,
But with an 11, your throw doesn't go very far.
A
You're still
14.
hungover.
It was a 14.
All right. Well, the 14, your throw still doesn't go very far. You're still pretty hungover.
Ow. And then I guess I move over to like the biggest guy.
Okay. The human who got stabbed with the spear pulls out a sword and attempts to hit that dwarf, but misses. And then it is Siegfried's turn.
So I'll put my iron back and pull out what was once a great sword, and now anyone who's looking can see that it's cracked down the middle or through diagonally, nice and jagged. So effectively, it's a long sword. But I'll take it out, turn to Thaddeus, and say, "No mercy," and the closest man who isn't one of my three new friends, best friends, is getting slashed. So let's do that. Ooh, 22. Should hit right.
22 does hit as you run over to find someone to fight.
That's 7 damage.
Okay, Andreas.
Okay, so I see the knight in shining armor and this
Very much not shining armor. It's like pitted and scored.
And
Scratched
the dwarf.
and bent.
Yeah.
I think they're on my side. At least they could have stabbed me in the back and they didn't. So I'm going to assume that flank is protected. Then I look to the largest group of these and I say, Mr. Sandman. And then I cast sleep.
Okay. How many hit dice of sleep do you throw out? And who is included in the area?
Not my big friend Thaddeus.
Okay.
And not the yellow-eyed goblin guy.
Okay.
And not the Iron Knight. and not the dwarf.
Okay. How many hit dice or how many hit points?
Let's see. It is starting with 5d8. Okay. That's what I thought. Oh, good. 30 points of persons, starting with the lowest hit point person first.
Okay. So you see
It's a 20-foot
yep.
sphere.
the person that got hit by Siegfried drops unconscious. So does that first dwarf to swing at a friend, and then also the two people that were fighting each other, where the one guy got stabbed with a spear. Those people are both unconscious. And then you don't have enough hit points to take out any of the rest of the people.
Okay, great. That's perfect. And then I start backing away towards the boat, and I pull out my longbow. And I'm like, here we go again.
Okay. The one of the people sees you cast magic, and lifts up their own spear, and rushes towards you, and says that he isn't about to be put to sleep and denied this job. It's mine. I'm gonna take it. And he leaps and he stabs his spear at you. 13 does not hit you. Then you see the blue-skinned, sort of slight person pull out a short bow of their own and begin firing it at Siegfried. 19 does hit.
Oh yeah.
But only does 2 damage as it sort of like bounces off your armor, leaving another scratch amongst the many that you could already see. And then it is Thaddeus Ironbrow's turn.
After those people fell asleep, how many people that are not our little group of 5 that we are kind of working together are left up?
5.
5? Oh, not worth a first level spell then, I guess. Is one of them hurt?
All the ones that were hurt went to sleep.
Went to sleep.
You
The
do
one
have your bashin' shovel.
I'm not going bash shovel. It is now time to toll the dead, sir. So
Okay.
we are going to toll the dead on the closest one to Siegfried. Wisdom
Okay.
13.
The Triton does not pass that save.
Triton.
It'll take 3 damage.
Okay. The tribally dressed individual steps forward, and after like briefly saluting the man Thurman Nader, swings his axe at the dwarf holding the shovel that's out there casting magic. Oh, he will also hit with a 21.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
I'm aware of what your armor classes are. That will do 8 slashing damage. And then another of the humans will rush forward and attack that man's back as it's turned with a longsword, dealing a big wound to the guy's back as he roars in outrage as he turns around. Bring us to the top of the round and Retina Nadib's turn.
All right. The guy that attacked Andreas, I'm going to rush toward him and I'm going to stick him with the rapier. Like, you dog. Leave my friend alone. Ooh. Nice 22.
Hits.
6 points of damage, but I'm going to use my Fury the Small, 9 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. And there's also something going on. My AC should be 18. It is not reading my dex for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why it's doing that.
Your armor class is built. Oh, because you, instead of making a new character, you modified your last one. So the ooze damaged armor modifier from Squid is still present on this character. Your armor class is 17.
You got ooze damage.
It's not 18?
No. You have 3 from your dexterity, 2 from a shield, and then it starts at 12 from studded leather armor.
All right. Is there any way you can fix that? Or do I
I
need it?
fixed it because I know how to do it.
Thank you, Dice Daddy.
Okay. After Retina's turn, it is the other dwarf who's wielding a spear, who will turn and throw said spear at Thurman. But that spear misses, and then you see him pull out a small axe. As it is now Thurminator's turn.
Mr. World, by the way, I had to have thrown my shield in order to pick that guy up, so my armor class is 14 right now.
Yep, or you just haven't pulled your shield out yet. You just
Well,
instead
right,
of
yeah.
grabbing your
I was never-
weapons,
yeah,
you reached down, grabbed
Yeah.
that guy's corpse, and threw it at people.
Yep. Right, exactly. Okay. Wow! I rip out my freaking axes, scream, and run at the dwarf. And I lunge my axe right towards his head.
Okay.
All right, now. Do I have advantage or no? No, I don't.
Not.
All right, 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right, bonus attack. Oh, critical. 25.
That does hit. And so you don't add your strength to damage here.
Right.
But you
It's
do
just-
get double the dice.
I get it's a total of 4.
That was on your crit roll?
That's my crit roll.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
4 damage. Yeah.
Siegfried.
The bastard who struck my friend is still alive.
Yeah.
I'll turn to him and point the sword, and bonus action, Hexblade's Curse. And you'll see the eyes in the sword glow red momentarily. Mark that off while the baby cries. And then you will see a jagged red mark appear on his forehead. And we'll rush him and swing. I forgot I had Booming Blade. We'll do that. So do some vibrant energy here. Ooh, well, natural 20 that guy to death. So
You Hexblade
it
cursed
is-
him?
Yep, and now we're 2d10ing plus 5. Oh, only 8. 2 and a 1.
All right. You step over and you just drive the damaged end of your greatsword through the man's back. And the other tribal man goes down. And it is Andreas's turn, with the man who he was fighting still standing right in front of him.
I say, chap, you should just give it up. I've got all kinds of skills. I got so many skills. I just pay the bills with these skills. And I whip out my longsword. 16.
16 hits.
Oh, 8 damage.
All
And
right.
then as a
you
bonus
take-
action, I say, and I know Thurman, he's so strong. He's like a god, a demigod. Look at him. And then I cast, I give him a bardic inspiration die.
Okay, so tell him how he can use your bardic inspiration die.
Okay, so
Because
you
are
can
a
use,
special type of bard.
yeah, so you can use this to do all the bardic inspiration stuff, which is attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. And you can do it after the roll. But you can also do you can do it to your weapon damage roll or an attack roll that is made against a creature. You can use it as a reaction to roll that against the attack as well. But before knowing whether it hit or misses, right? It's a
Yep,
D6.
it's always before knowing the outcome, bardic inspiration. And so you can use it for ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, or for extra damage, or as like a cutting words.
Yeah, it says you can use it after seeing the roll, but
Yep.
not before knowing the outcome
Correct.
for the basic part of the skill. All right, so that's how good my singing is. That is.
It is then the turn of the sea elf, who was attempted to be told the dead, is also known as a Triton. That person is going to look around at all of you as if sort of like quickly studying you, and in doing so comes to the conclusion that Siegfried appears the most immediately dangerous. Draw their longbow back and fire it, getting a 14, which does not hit. Well, then it is Thaddeus Ironbrow's turn.
Thaddeus will look at the Triton and point at him and go, You have been judged. It is your turn. As I curse him with Path to the Grave.
Okay, what's that do?
That means basically the next attack against that creature is they are vulnerable to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends after that. So whatever hit is basically a critical hit, no matter what.
Okay. That brings us to the person that was missed by the big man, Thurman, who's then going to... That was the dwarf. This was the person that cut down another person in the back, who is then going to attempt to do the same thing to Thurman, continuing to be an opportunistic little shit.
Oh, he was supposed to take +2, by the way, from my rage. I forgot to add that. But
Oh, you didn't tell me that you raged.
yeah, it was rage. Yeah, I raged before, like last turn. So
Okay. So I will. Okay. This guy turns around. He gets a 22 to hit you with his sword. But unfortunately, he rolls a 1 on his damage, so he will only do 2 damage to you.
all right, that's half damage.
Yes.
So 1 damage.
Correct. And that
Okay.
takes us to Retna's turn.
All right, is the guy attacking Andreas still alive?
No. Andreas chopped his arm off and the guy fell to the ground screaming.
All right, I'll rush Triton then.
Okay.
And I'll attack him. Die, you stinking elf. Oh, and I miss.
The Triton nimbly knocks your rapier to the side with like the side of their bow, bringing us to the dwarf that threw a spear at Terminator, then got hit by him, who still has his hand axe, and now will swing it at Thurman and miss, and then it is Thurman's turn.
All right, I'm going to swing my hand axe at the dwarf. All right.
Misses.
Yeah,
He ducks
I
underneath
could.
his
Well, I'm
shield.
going to add my.
and
Yeah, I'm
block
going to add
down.
my bardic inspiration.
Okay.
What is it?
D6.
D6.
You sort of already know the
17.
result, but I told you that very fast. So
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. But 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Okay. All right. That's 7 plus 2. So 9 points.
Okay, he goes down underneath your axe.
And then is he dead?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go after the guy. Is there a guy near me?
There's the guy that just slashed you in the back. He's pretty near you.
Yeah, I'd like to swing around with my bonus action with my left hand and try going for his head. So here it goes. Ooh, yeah, 24. Oh,
That
now I'm
does
talking
hit.
like Sean
It does
Connery.
hit Sean Connery.
4 points of damage.
Okay. Siegfried.
It's funny how you're
So the sea elf was cursed. That try to shoot me with the longbow.
Yes.
Can I get to them without, like, in this scrum? Is there
Yep.
a path?
There's
All right,
only
we're gonna.
2 people left that aren't the 5 of you. The deciding who the 5 are is almost done.
Almost. It's going to be real quick soon. I'm going to stalk slowly forward with the sword down and cast Wrathful Smite on myself.
Okay, that doesn't take away your Hexblade Curse.
The Hexblade's curse is done because that guy fucking died.
You can't transfer it?
Not yet. That's I think it's like 14th level, something crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a once per thing, but so we'll do Wrathful Smite on the blade. So some black shadows will appear on the edges of it. I'll get up there. We'll take a swing here. Ooh, 23. So we will
That does hit.
Super hope so. So D10 plus a D6 for Wrathful Smite. My kids get yelled at in the background.
Remember vulnerability.
Okay, vulnerability. Is that double the dice or just double the total damage?
So it is double the damage. It's not the same as crits, but double the dice.
Okay, so I rolled almost max, which is good. So it's 16 damage. A little busy right now. Now I'm flustered. So 32 damage with the
Super dead.
That guy's dead. He's cut in half.
You step forward and like with your sword channeling the sort of strange energy that everything about you channels at this point, tears that sea elf out of existence. Like you literally, like as your sword passes through her, you're uncertain. Sort of an androgynous aquatic elf. Like the person just like seems to like rip out of reality.
They have been judged, and they have
Andreas.
been found wanting.
Okay, as Siegfried does that, I pay special attention to what's going on, and I hear Thaddeus say some kind of religious stuff. I'm going to make a perception check on their actual behaviors in the time of crisis, which is when I judge people with my high charisma and wisdom.
Can you give me an insight check?
18.
They seem like they're some dangerous people. You've obviously seen Siegfried just like moving around, chopping people in half. There's no trace of that elf that you guys were fighting.
Does he seem like he comes from an area I'm familiar with or I've heard of?
He looks sort of like what's left of his armor and his sigil looks very sort of Western, like he might have been from Marseille at some point. But the accent of his voice sounds much more like he's from much closer than that, from one of the city-states of Luftingia. So it's sort of disparate as you hear him versus see him based on your travels where he might be from.
Is he some sort of anachronistic sort of individual, like a steampunk individual?
No, that's not what he appears to be at all.
Different character, man.
No, I don't mean, but like, is he like a man out of time, a person out of time?
You don't know?
Like, does he look like a some kind of like relic from the past?
Like
No.
like a knight, like
He
armored knight.
looks like the armor he's wearing, it looks like just pure, like it was soaked in acid or like some sort of monster ate him at some point. Like it's very damaged, but he's still wearing it.
Okay.
And his sword, like you said before, like is broken off about 3 feet up from the hilt, but like it looks like it was a great sword at one point. So it's certainly wider than you'd expect a longsword to be, but then it's jaggedly.
It looks like a
broken off.
burnt matchstick.
Oh, they
Hey, Naito, let me say hello. And thank you. You know, we kind of joined up very naturally. You didn't have to say anything. You and the dwarf here, Thaddeus. I mean, what's your name again?
It is
Wow.
Thaddeus.
Okay, are you
Thaddeus.
doing anything on your turn? There's still a guy left.
Actually, I start this conversation on my turn as I pull out my bow because as
Thaddeus, it's now
players,
your
we're
turn.
allowed to talk as much as we want. So if I'm allowed to talk,
Thaddeus, it's your
Thaddeus.
turn.
is that
This
last
human starts talking. You ask him
is
what your
that
name
last person wounded or is that
is.
Fallout?
They're fighting Thurman, who's hit them with his axe at least once.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
okay, instead of attack, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take a long
You said
time.
you just started talking to him.
I start talking to my fellow players, but I'm going to try a persuasion check on this last individual to just give it up and go home to his children and wife. Just go home, buddy. You don't have to die on these docks.
He says, maybe you have to die.
I don't know. You're 5-on-1, buddy. We don't want to kill you, but we will.
He says, I just got to kill one.
We're not scratched, buddy. You're going to go down.
All right, roll your check.
I rolled a 15. Persuasion.
He is unpersuaded.
All right,
He
boys.
does that job as badly as you do.
I told you.
And it is Thaddeus' turn.
I try to tell him.
That was a poor choice. As I cast Toll the Dead on. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Guiding Bolt.
Oh,
on this
God.
spot.
Damn, as he flies apart with radiant light.
Roll high, roll high, roll high. 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh.
Almost max damage. 22.
You blast this dude with a mighty bolt of the energy of the gatekeeper, judging the man instantly as he is torn apart by the radiant energy.
I
God,
told
wow,
you
that
that
is
now
was
there
a
are 5
poor
of you left.
choice.
And the man on the boat goes, good work. I guess 5 of you will do.
All right, I cut as many purses off as I can.
Yeah,
fast
just
as
give us
possible.
1 minute, Mr. Boatsman. We'll be more than happy to row you right up to the skipper's boat.
I eyeball the men for bracers that look
Oh
like mine.
yeah, we just got to make sure there's nobody here that you know. We got to make sure they're okay.
These people, like some of you, but not all of you, have been very desperate for work. Those of them that have purses are unfortunately quite empty purses.
Are they as broke as we are?
Is there any of them that aren't dead, like on the brink of death, Mr. World?
So technically they're all down. So what are you trying to do? Like the two instant died, the one that you hit with the divine bolt and the Triton. Those both instant died. Everyone else
Yeah.
is sort of like dying slowly, but is down.
Well, they were judged, and those two are just gone. So be it. I would take my time, and if I use spare the dying, they don't wake up, right? They just
No.
become stable.
Yep.
Okay, then the rest of them I would do spare the dying on, for
Okay,
now,
so you
because
guys
none of
watch
them are
as
worthy of the potion.
the dwarf moves around to each of them, says a prayer over them, and then each of the people seems to like.
No, I don't need to move. It's 30 feet.
It's just you don't have to touch them. You like don't go over and pray over them. You just are like praying.
Yeah, they fought me. They don't deserve me touching them. They get the 30-foot range one. That is why I'm a grave cleric. I'm lazy.
Any powder horns?
No, none of these people are rich enough to have gunpowder now.
I take the Triton's bow.
Okay.
Hop on the boat.
Okay, so it's just like a little rowboat. The six of you will easily fit. There's one set of oars. And the first one goes, there's that one. You can see they're loading up the captain. And yeah, we won. Or must be settled by now. Paid the captain for that spot. Surprised a lot of you decided to fight it out. Oftentimes they work it out with words, but guess you're all a bit different.
You said protect from pirates. We had to show you what we are worth.
Yeah, but this man no pirates. Desperate. Anyway, is that one.
I mean, we tried to give the one guy a chance, and we were 5-on-1 with him, and he decided to fight against us. I mean, these people are desperate for working, Val.
I mean,
And I didn't come down here for a fight. I come down for a couple gold pieces so I can buy some drinks.
right off the bat, my boy Thurman got stabbed in the back. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah, this is the wrong kind of
bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath. How can this economy sustain this kind of damage to it on a daily basis? I mean, the worker shortage will be incredible soon.
No, this seems pretty peaceful to me. Lots of them just sleeping, right? Isn't that what you did?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's some tricks up my sleeve. I just give a little song, a little singing. It brings them all together, swimming with the bow-legged women.
The last one was given a chance.
I mean, come on. We're nice guys.
He was right. 5 spots. He just had to outlast one of you.
Well, look. Hey, what's your position on this boat, by the way, mister? And what's your name? My name is Andreas Duthe.
He says, I'm a first mate.
You're the first mate. Okay, so you're the little brother to the captain, sort of, and I'm understanding of this. See, I'm a Cedra Marine from way back, and so is Terminator.
I was in there too. These were puny men.
He says, you can call me Proud Shade.
We're going to be the best shipmates you could ever have.
Is that right?
That's right.
They were nothing.
I seen your ship. It's a sloop. It's got
It's a long
6 sails.
Proper longship.
A long,
Made in
man.
Quantica itself.
Well, these long ships aren't as nice as some of the others, I tell you, because there's no cabin space. You just got to sleep on the decks. That's rough.
Aye. He's proper sailing that.
Yeah, well, I can tell you the future is not in these long ships. It's in the sloop. Trust me. And I do a persuasion check on him strictly to establish the idea that a sloop is better than a longship.
He, like most Sendans,
21.
vehemently disagrees with that proposition.
I'm ascended myself, but the longship is the way of the future. Persuasion 21.
Yeah, you can believe that if you want.
I mean,
But,
look, they can tack upwind at a 30-degree angle. You know, no longship can tack upwind in a 30-degree angle. It's just impossible.
You just
You
row it
need
upwind.
Tack upwind. You got strong arms, propeller.
Okay. If you want to work hard instead of smart, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm the first mate. It'd be you that's working hard, my friend.
I'm used to it. Look at these
Are you
hands.
just afraid of sleeping outside or something?
Well, you know there's creatures out here. And at least if you got a cabin, you know, you can get in there and sleep a little bit. But just sleeping on these decks, I don't know if you've been out here too much. You know, it's you can get snapped. You wake up in the morning, just somebody's gone.
Yeah, I woke up one morning and I was gone off the side. It wasn't
Now, see,
nice.
if you were in a cabin, a nice warm cabin, you'd be down in there. Somebody'd have to open the door. They'd have to get you out of your rack. They had to pull you up the ladder. They had to do all that stuff. It'd be a lot harder. Like, you know, just somebody could roll you off the side of the ship in the middle of the night.
And that's pretty much what happened to me.
That's why I'm saying the sloop is the superior choice.
They got
to
me
the
out of my
longship.
hammock and they rolled me right off the side in the middle of the night. It wasn't nice.
No, it's terrible. They're trying to kill you.
They killed the captain.
A mutiny, huh? That's unlucky.
You got to respect the captain. I mean, the captain is a captain for a reason.
Yeah, I was lucky. I had to swim 5-10 miles away, maybe 20. I don't know. I couldn't see the land at first. It sucked. I drank so much water. All I did this morning was nothing but poop, and it wasn't good.
You guys eventually come up and follow directions, and as you guys approach the ship, you realize that unlike sort of the sort of primitive long ships that you would have expected, this is a massive ship. It has 2 decks on it. It's got an oar deck below a top galley, and your boat is eventually hoisted up. And when you reach, you see a small sort of blue robed figure talking to the other man who was talking to this person. They appear to be engaged in some sort of important conversation. Are they? Well, you ready then? These 5, eh? What's so special about you? How did you pick them? And he goes, I'll tell you later. They fought for it. There weren't no words at all. Violence. Well, I liked her way a little better. Makes me a bit richer, mind. Anyway, see us off. Want these things in Huatica by end of the week, yeah? And then the captain goes down below decks.
All right, I'm going to make an evaluation of the entire ship and its management and its basic maintenance at this point right now.
Okay.
Where did he say we were going?
Huatica?
I got a 6 on my insight check.
I mean, this is certainly a newer boat than you're familiar with. You've certainly heard of these new model, giant long ships. You certainly are looking around, and it's clearly of Sendan make, as you would expect any sort of long ship to be. But as you look around, there's a lot of things that are sort of unfamiliar to you, and maybe it's the hangover, maybe it's that you haven't been on a modern send-in ship in a while, but this is certainly different than you expected.
So it's there's cabins in a long ship.
You haven't been below decks yet. You're uncertain what's down there. You can see there was an ore deck.
All right, so I spend my time immediately just trying to meet people, and I'm analyzing the ship and on its very level of technology and usefulness.
Well, you got a 6 on it.
Yeah, that's how good I do. I'm still drunk.
Like I said, like this, you can see there's definitely an ore deck, and you can look around, and it seems seaworthy. It's floating.
The thing I don't like about this ship is that it can't do a 30-degree tack into the wind.
I think they're a long way, technologically speaking, from that.
It's not bad. It's nice to have the cabins, but
when you were talking about that, the captain and the first mate looked at you like you were kind of crazy because no ship can do that. But
I think some ships in real life can do that.
Yeah, in real life they can. They're like super modern sail rigs and
I don't know anything. I don't know that much about sailing, honestly. I know a little bit about
it. These are not modern rigs for sails.
Who's this blue road person?
Describe yourself, Kagetoshi.
Well, I'm very, very small, about 2'7", maybe 35 pounds with my gear too. You can't really see my face. I have a long cloaking leather sort of jacket. You do see a sort of silvery sigil sort of flash over the jacket, right? And it looks like an oval with 2 dots on each side, and then in the center of the oval is a line with 2 half circles that kind of look like backward C's, as if kind of an arrow. And you see floating above me very gracefully a regular sized, like, white snowy owl. That is what you see.
You're 2 foot tall. Are you tiny?
Small size. 2'7", thank you.
Owls are nice.
Look at it. It's so small. That's kind of ironic for me to be saying that.
I talk to the owl.
Owl, hi, owl, hi, how are you?
I'm just kind of going to look back at you and nod my head, like acknowledging you, but I don't have much to say. But the little owl flying above me kind of squawks at you in your direction. I have no idea what he says because he can't talk to me, but
I know what he said.
I'll approach our small new friend and say, my new friend, the captain said a place I'm not familiar with. Do you know where we're headed and what direction?
Literally everybody except for you knows where Hiwataga is.
I don't see it on the map. Where is that?
It is on the northern edge of Senda. It is the capital of Senda.
Oh, it's a city?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Here you go. There's your answer.
Well, not quite as far as I would like, but a start. Hey, Thaddeus?
Yes, a start. And it helps us.
Perhaps we can find a seat and begin our journey.
You guys ready for some elite artwork? This is the symbol that is on Kagatoshi's clothes, but drawn much more ornately and nicely.
Yes, exactly as I described it. But it looks very nice. Like, my jacket it's very macabre, right? Like, it's very presentable. The hood on it, like, think if I had to give you an outside world reference, like Assassin's Creed Ezio collection sort of style outfit.
Would
That's
it?
a nice style.
What kind of check would it be to try and figure out that symbol?
It would probably be a history check.
I'll give it a shot. See if I recognize it. 14.
It doesn't strike you as anything you've come across before.
Okay. Well, then I guess we are on our way unless anyone else has anything.
I don't think I caught your names, friends, you called us.
I don't think we have caught each other's names. I think we just worked together, luckily.
Hi. I am Retna Nidib. I hail from Gaku, and the great city of Uketsu.
I am Terminator. Ah!
Well, Thurman, I guess you're not very friendly.
Well, yeah, it's nice to meet you too, but what
I heard a lute in the background, and I was assuming Andreas was about to sing, so I didn't want to talk over him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just down here on the ore deck, hanging with the men. We were sharing this cigarettes.
On a boat?
These men are rowing hard. I'm inspiring them to row. And who do you have here? Is a tiny owl? Humanoid? What a beautiful creature. If only she was bigger.
Well, you know what they say, big things come in small packages like dynamite. Don't count it out just because I'm kind of small. I'm fairly useful and trained very well in what I do. Thank you very much.
goddamn straight, sister.
What is your name, you divine vision of beauty?
My name, you say? Well, Kage Toshi, of course.
Well, hello, I am Andreas. I am of the ship's company. How did you become to be such a fine thing in such a coarse environment?
Just traveling along, seeing the sights, getting to know different people along the way, making new acquaintances, expanding and broadening my horizons, spreading my wings, so to speak.
Can you fly?
Oh, of course. And I will fly up and then come back down really quick.
I've had so many dreams of flying.
Nah. It's getting overrated sometimes. It gets tiring. Handy in a pinch, though.
I mean, if you were at the top of a mountain and you jumped down, you could fly all the way down. Even if I could just glide, I'd be happy.
Yeah, gliding is somewhat of an ethereal experience, don't you think?
Yes, it'd be otherworldly, terrifying, but yet exhilarating. I think I'd want to drink a lot. Do you have anything to drink by any chance?
No. I don't have anything to drink. I might have something to smoke, but nothing to drink, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just shared this cigarette. Would you want to try this cigarette?
Here, you got something to smoke? You got a twitch?
Yeah. Here, try this cigarette.
What's a cigarette?
Well, it's a hand-rolled cigarette with some medicinal...
They're quite popular in Aussay.
Yeah, I want to smoke some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. I bought you a drink. Let me
Well,
smoke
here.
some stuff. Oh, yeah.
I found this on the one guy that we killed. I mean, here's the thing is like, I can't believe how bloodthirsty these towns have become. I mean, it's really sad.
All right, I start puffing down.
All right, pass along. I do not do a microphone technique. I guess I better get down there and keep rowing because the guys are looking at me funny. You don't want to
First mate is
listen.
definitely staring at you all as you stand around.
Look.
The other sailors are like racing about.
All right.
Yes, we want to get to work.
All right, I'm going to get to work.
They're going to not like us if we don't get to work, and we're
I'm
going to have to
puff
make
a
up for it.
punch, and then I'm going to get to work.
But if they still hate you, you have to stay close to Thurman, okay?
There is some sort of crow's nest on this ship, right, Mr. World?
Yeah, but that's job's full. That's not what you're hired for.
Oh, no. I just wanted to be able to... tactical vantage points should be needed, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, are
there's
we
certainly
strictly
places to
hired
look
as
at them.
security, or are we supposed to be
There's a
deckhand?
giant main mast as well that you'd be able to fly up and just sort of like grab a hold of more than there is a crow's nest. Sail riggings and things like that to hold on to.
I wonder, before we get to work, or on our way to get to work, I'm going to ask my friends, have you heard anything interesting about these waters around here, maybe in your travels?
There's mermaids out here.
Lots of creatures in here. Oh, be careful. Don't get too close to the side. Oh.
Things bump into you when you go into the drink. It's not very pleasant.
There's mermaids all over the islands, I hear.
Maybe that's what they were. They're rubbing my legs, so it didn't feel good. It's bad touch.
Kage Dini, I will help you. I will save you. I will protect you on the ship.
I try to get a quick private conversation with Thaddeus.
Okay, so you sit down next to Thaddeus when he sits on his bench to row before Siegfried's able to sit down in that spot.
Master Dwarf. I must
Yes.
say, I
I'll
am
sit behind him.
impressed. I am so impressed with your humanity and your mercy that you didn't let those idiots fall to death. I noticed that and I see that, and I give you a fist bump.
I fist bump you back, and I say, it was not their time, Andreas. The gatekeeper chooses when and where we all go. And
Wow, that is wild. Do you serve a master of the very edge of the very edge of life?
yes, he is the one who will take us all across from the living to the beyond. He is the one that chooses where you go, and that is who I serve.
Wow. Well, I'm going to stick close to you, man. And look, if he says that I'm on that list, take me off it right away.
I don't get to choose that, my friend.
That's okay.
But
But if I get on there, you can do it, right?
if you are on there, I will ask and see if you can come back and do everything I can. But in the end, it is up to the gatekeeper when it is your time.
Okay, well, I think my time's a way off. Way, way off.
I think so too, my friend.
I mean, come on.
All right, so we're expected to row. So I feel bad for my partner because I'm sitting there every stroke. I'm like, hoon the body, hoon the body, hoon the body. And I'm getting a little bit into it too much.
Okay, so as you begin to prepare, the drum that sounds, the rhythm begins, and you begin rowing your way out of the harbor before the wind is able to pick up. And then you guys can sort of feel as the wind picks up the sail and begins driving the boat. And the oars are less necessary. And then the first mate hollers out a command that is familiar, of course, to Andreas and Thurman, having sailed in the Sendan Navy as well, that lifts up the oars and pulls them inside so that they don't get broken. But since you're not in a fight and now you're out in the deep water with the wind in the sails, you no longer need the oars. As you drive out with the waves, and you hear sort of the sounds of the sea as the sounds of the coast fade away, so the gulls and the land birds and the songbirds fade away. And now you hear only the occasional hooting of the owl that has taken up residence in the sails and the rigging up above the ship. Unusually, as it's typically a shorebird, but you also hear the sound of the waves and the occasional, shriek of a seabird or a seahawk or something high above you, floating on the air currents above, and you find yourselves turning to the north and beginning to take your journey.
Would we have had a short rest in this small time period?
You've been rowing, so you've not been resting.
Mr.
The
World,
oars are up.
this is extraordinary because when I was in the Navy, the real American Navy, I was on a destroyer and there was an owl that landed on our destroyer for some unknown reason in Florida. And then we flew when we cruised back into the port. We gave it to like the bird rescue in the area. So anyway,
That's awesome.
it's pretty wild. It's like fortuitous and stuff.
And Thurman often looks at the owl and says, "Hiya, birdie. Hi."